Looking to find what they can. Chuan with the boots first is going to scout out this, and he's not in too much danger of going down. No kind of good long-range initiations to catch him out, and the boots means not really any shot for Sansheng to get in range for a magic missile. You got some good old Blondie Vengeful Spirit Cosmetics. Going to see Sansheng swing on through and looking for a potentially very aggressive ward. He's actually blocking camps here, maybe anticipating something like a Lycan jungle. We've seen Luo jungle in so many of these games. Even has a sentry ward, which suggests as well that he may be going straight jungle. Hasn't skilled anything just yet. If you're going jungle, we'll be going for the wolves. If he's going lane, though, he picks up the house. So that suggests it is going to be a laning Lycan. He also wants to fight and contest this rune. Luo gets the rune. And if you're a Lycan, you want to get those wolves up as soon as possible. The bounty rune does help and go a long way. Brewmaster in the offlane picks up the bounty rune for himself. So we'll see how things develop here. It looks like June will be making his way down bottom to join up with Chuan. So Chuan, he's been playing a farming lion a couple games in a row. Looks like he may have to share this game. And by share, I mean not get too much. Basically give the farm to the Ember Spirit, to June. Offlane Lycan, though, with Hal level 1. Not exactly your common offlane. And we'll see how Luo handles this lane. Zeus, Venge, not exactly the craziest kill potential, but some good zoning. We're going to see Zeus just spam that Arc Lightning, use those clarities as much as possible, and Sansheng has the threat of the magic missile. So Luo going to get very little. He just wants to get an XP range, and just getting like a single creep's worth of XP, or even a couple, is going to be good for him. So getting close to that level 2, and once he's level 2, he can fall back to the jungle. He's got a nice little Dark Troll Summoner camp waiting for him, which is one of the better camps to have as a Lycan. Ferrari 430 in the mid lane up against a Viper. Viper-favored matchup, especially with the Quaswex Invoker. Invoker will have the HP regen from the Quas to help him out, but lasting against a Viper is not fun and not exactly an easy lane for the mid-extraordinaire that is Ferrari. Although this series, he has been bested by Mu earlier today in a Viper versus Brewmaster matchup, getting crushed when he was on the Viper by Mu's Brewmaster. So, as far as underrated mids go, I gotta say Mu is one of them. Like, to me, probably Mu, one of the most underrated mids in the Eastern scene. Kind of reminds me of someone like Fata for Cloud9. Fata definitely a heavily underrated mid player. Maybe less so as of late with how dominant Cloud9 had been, but when he joined Cloud9, he was definitely incredibly underrated and one of those mid lane kind of dominators who just wasn't really known for being a top tier mid, but is proven it time and time again. Mu, to me, is in the same boat. He had games where he just put his team on his back at TI when needed. Rabbit bottom lane gets the bounty rune, but he's been slowed as well as the cold feet going to hit, but it's not going to latch on. Chuan is out of mana, does not have any more arcane bolts, and as a result, Rabbit will get back to the lane. Oh, Willie, June's close, not going to get close enough for the Searing Chain, so if he had boots there, he has 600 gold, but did not buy the boots. Could have got that kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, Ferrari's had such bad CS, he can't even pick up his boots, which Banana's like, come on, man, give me that courier. I've got this DD rune, I'd love to snipe a courier. But because he can't CS here, Ferrari, he's not getting boots. Banana's like, man, surely something's coming out soon on this courier. Anything. And here we go. Courier's on his way. Will Banana be patient enough? It looks like he's backing off now with the DD rune ending. Oh, man. This is one of those moments where he should have just told Mu, like, just give him a CS. Give him a free CS. Help him out. Help him get his boots a little bit faster. And then maybe you actually get that courier sniped. But the courier will come out now, and Zeus will make his way back up top. Luo summon wolves and will just poke and prod at Banana on the Zeus, who does have boots up already. So as far as Newbee concerns, boots on all their heroes now. Well, all their supports. Even the Weave, okay. So boots galore. For our IG, though, their support's using a lot of their mana. Chuan mostly depleted here as well. They're going to just start pulling, stacking, and unable to really zone out or stop this Brewmaster in the offlane. Already level 3, and it looks like Rabbit going to continue to get a decent amount of XP, and even some CS here and there maybe now. June will be rushing phase boots, so looking to solve that problem we saw last time where he just couldn't get close enough to the Brewmaster for the kill, and with phase boots, that definitely fixes things. Here we go. Luo's fallen back to the jungle. The jungle extraordinaire. That is, he just loves spending as much time in this jungle as possible, and we'll kill off the big creep, and we'll see the 4-minute rune come out. And Brewmaster, when you have an offlaner who can control runes against both supports coming in, that goes to show just how tanky and how well he's done in this offlane. Chizzbug getting slowed by this Frost Creep. The Ghost, if Rabbit kept chasing, could have maybe even got that kill. I don't think he quite realized that the Ghost was working in his favor there. Oh, this is a neat little play here. We'll see the aggro, or the creep aggro being drawn away by Sansheng, and this leaves his tower completely vulnerable. Glyph has already been used, and this is going to be a very fast tier 1 tower pickup for Hal, who at this rate will probably be rushing a Midas, I want to say. Especially with such a good start, but the TP is going to come in long-range concussive shot. June as well, the Ember Spirit going to make his way here. Gets a 2-hero Searing Chains. It's Banana and Sansheng. Who's he going to go for? Looks like he's got neither of them so far. Banana pretty fast with the boots, but the Flame Guard is there. The Wolf's going to help him out, and he wants both. He wants Sansheng as well. Flame Guard lasting a couple seconds longer. Double kill for your Ember Spirit. He just gets the first blood. Weaver killed the Skywrath Mage shortly afterwards. Had to dive towards the secret shop for it. What a rotation from IG. They really want to keep that tower alive, and they succeed in doing so thanks to the Ember Spirit rotation, who top lane is low. Zeus wants one more out. Lightning has a bolt as well, but he's not going to get in range for it. Weaver's also coming in. No Searing Chains. Not sure if he had the mana or not. Did not see that one. And Hal gets a return kill on the Ember Spirit. So with that kill there, I've got to say Newbee may be coming out on top. Even though they don't get the tower, getting 2 kills on your Weaver, they will eventually get this tower. Because at this point, Ember Spirit doesn't really want to go TP top again. He wants to go back to this bottom lane, where things were going pretty well for him. But if they want to keep this top tier 1 tower alive, once Newbee push out this creep wave, we're going to see that tier 1 probably go down with the Glyph still on cooldown. Hal's Weaver, man, known for its aggression, and while he gets aggression combined with farming, that's the thing with Hal. Like, he will farm and find kills at the same time. TP to other lanes and still never really fall behind as far as his farm's concerned. And topping the CS by a big margin, giving Newbee a nice little edge in the early game here in the Game 5 decider. June has gone back towards the bottom lane, even TP'd down there, so if Newbee probably caught wind of that, they know this top lane is pretty much ripe for the taking, but it's mid lane. This time around, ID say, we'll give up top lane, we want to kill this Viper. He's got 10 stick charges, he's still fighting. But it's going to be a kill. Tornado finishing him off. Chuan getting low, but will TP himself home. Gets his level 3 now as well. So nice little kill going the way of IG. And they do actually still have their top tier 1 tower. Didn't end up going down here. They instead went for a pull here. A bit of an interesting move. They put so much emphasis and work trying to bring down the tier 1 tower. And then as soon as they could get the tier 1 tower, IG was smoking mid. June had TP bottom. They don't actually go for it. So maybe slightly changing their mind. It looks like Hal also changing his mind. I don't know about changing his mind. I say that as if he had the same idea I did. But he's not going to be going for a Midas. He's going to be going for a straight, well, very early game fighting build. If you want to fight early, he says, I want a Wand, I want a Belt of Giant Strength to get some treads. The HP regen of the Ring of Health. Did take a lot of damage to get that double kill early on. So this is just allowing him to stay in this lane and not have to go back to base at all. See June now kind of initiate forward onto Rabbit. Has the Fire Remnants available, but not going to pose too big of a threat to Rabbit, who does have level 6 now with Arcane Boots. Rabbit is doing absolutely fantastic in this offlane. Getting that space when the Ember Spirit even TP'd top to give himself some farm as well. So up to 25 CS. He's matching the Ember Spirit on farm effectively right now. And looking at some of these hero levels, Newbee not only farming well, but the supports are higher level than their opponents. Just the Invoker at mid, who's doing exceedingly well now after getting that kill, although the CS fairly even between the Viper and Invoker. Yeah, pretty much dead even. Bottom lane, though, we're going to see June get initiated on the Brewmaster. Primal Split is there. Can he fire him now? He's actually out of mana. Buys a bottle before he dies. And looks like they're going to find a second kill as well. The Primal Split being used. It's Hao, of course. Who else TP's in other than Hao? And he's going to help get the kill on Chuan. We'll get slowed down by the concussive shot. Another Shikuchi comes up, though, and Chuan, down he goes. Hao now 4-0, dominating streak just 8 minutes into the game, and oh, they're not done. The Invoker at mid lane gets ganked out by the Viper and Vengeful Spirit, giving IG a 5-3 lead on the top scoreboard. But more importantly, all 3 lanes, all core heroes of theirs farming and farming well. Hao going to probably just, yeah, he's going to stay at this bottom lane, give June some problems, and Hao has the sustain with the Ring of Aquila, the Ring of Regen as well. He's got all sorts of bling for himself as top tier 1 tower does get denied by Luo. Looks like Zeus maybe went for the last hit, but the Wolves were a bit too much for him to fight with. And for IG, they're kind of playing catch-up. I feel like they need to find some space for, not even space, they just need to find level 6s for AA and Skywrath Mage, and they're both just level 3, about to hit level 4, so that's a long ways off. But they need to play things slow try go for maybe a smoke gank with the 2 supports, because getting a kill will help them get those level 6s, and then fall back, use your pull camps, use your stacks, maybe even see someone like the Ember Spirit look for a rotation himself and give a lane solo to these supports. So they actually will do just that. It's the IG special, the kind of 10-minute smoke gank, not with a core hero. Like last game it was kind of with the blink dagger timings. This time around it's just going to be just the 2 supports, but they love a kill on Rabbit here. Lycan pops the ultimate from the trees. I like this move. Catches Rabbit by surprise and gets rid of the pesky cast time on that ultimate as well. How TP's in. Gonna go for Chizbug. It looks like it goes for the insta TP out with the How. Bonus damage coming in from the minus armor. Gets one. Looking for a second here. How? He's 6-0. He's unstoppable. Less than 10 minutes in, and this Weaver already getting out of control. They get the kill on the Brewmaster, so from IG's point of view, it's a core for 2 supports, but honestly, from IG's point of view, it's like, holy shit, how do we stop this Weaver? And Invoker, maybe with an Orchid, is one of the answers to that. It looks like Ferrari thinking he's going to rush a Midas here. Sometimes the Quasworks Invoker is just straight Orchid, but this time around he wants to stop off for a Midas, and we'll see if he even goes for the Orchid. Some Invokers kind of prioritize more towards the mobility of the 4-staff. And even the Hex is another possibility. The 4-staff Hex build kind of popular, so as things stand right now, Newbee, level 6 on Sansheng, about to hit level 6 on Banana. They're stacking, they're using their pulls. Mid lane, they're going to go and get the kill on the Viper. IG, find one. Rabbit now shows up in the mid lane with a Primal Split, though. But be careful. Watch out for that big ultimate here. Viper did not have his mech just yet. And only the 3 points in Corrosive Skin. I don't think a 4th would have saved him. Looking at that fight, and How showing up as always. He loves picking on these squishy supports. The last pick, Weaver, working really nicely against AA Skyreth. Sure, Skyreth has the silence, which on paper is a counter to the Weaver, but Weaver just does so much damage early on with this 2-4-2 build of his, and he just controls most of these lanes. So 7 kills to 5, but don't think that really tells the whole story here. You can see here it's about a 3,000 net worth lead and a 2,000 XP lead going the way of Newbee. At the mid lane, the one hero I'd say on the Newbee side who's not doing as well as you'd like. Viper kind of expected. You want him to dominate these 1v1 matchups, and that's where you gank Viper once or twice, put him in kind of comeback mode where he's just playing from behind, and this hero doesn't quite do what you kind of plan for it to do when you're drafting. Lycan going to pop the ultimate. They want to kill Mu again. They say 2 kills is not enough. They want a 3rd. TP's coming in. That's going to be the Vengeful Spirit. Nice Tornado EMP. Mu. He's still alive for now. Luo not going to get it. Okay, he's going to maybe pay for this with his life, though. Gets blown up by the Zeus. Even the Thunder God's Wrath being used to secure that one. And How going to make his way down bottom, but Rune's already been taken, and How doesn't even have a lane to farm. He's just going mid, going bottom, going top. He's all over the place. This is one annoying bug right now. And he's going to find a courier. That's the benefit of the... Well, not really the benefit, but that's, I guess, a occasional perk for this heavily roaming Weaver. You find something like a courier, and you never know what you're going to find. You find some neutral camps, you find some enemy kills on squishy supports, maybe a hero in the jungle who's low HP, and that could be someone like Ferrari. He is down to half HP, roughly, but he's got his minus now. Once that courier... Well, there's no courier going back to base. He's got to walk home. Walk home, pick up your minus, then go back probably to that big camp to use that minus for the first time. Sansheng getting very deep wards up this early in the game. Not a ward you'd expect if you're IG, so this could be a good ward to set up some kills and just secure a safer farm for Newbee. Be sure they've got this big lead, but they'll still be looking to farm up a few of their items before they get too aggressive. But the Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster is kind of like going to signal the word go. But Viper's mech also the other big item pickup for them as far as they're concerned with their early game aggression. So mech on the Viper, get your Blink on the Brewmaster, and then you can start making your move for some more tier 1 towers, especially with how as farmed as he is. Lincoln Sphere probably going to be completed around the 15-minute mark at this rate. Well, IG. Luo, not a bad score, 2-1 and 2, but he has not been finding much farm, being an offlane Lycan. You wouldn't expect him to find too much farm, but not exactly a hero you can expect to carry you if you're putting him in the offlane. Still a decent pick to pressure lanes, keep the split push up, and make sure Newbee just don't kind of group up as 5. When you see that Viper Brewmaster, you almost want to pick up some kind of a split pusher. Like I'm going to drop the ultimate. He loves using these preemptive ultras. Concussive Shot will slow Sandshank. He can turn and stun, but should still be a kill here. Moo going to come in with a Viper Strike and actually tries to leave the Wolves to get the kill, but we force back. The TPM will save Sandshank's life, and thought it would be a kill. With the Vlads, maybe it would be, but did not have the Vlads on himself just yet and was missing some of the damage, and even just a little bit of lifesteal would have maybe given him the confidence to dive that tower. I like the way Lua's been playing this. Like earlier on when they ganked the Brewmaster, he pops the ultimate in this like trees here from Fog. When he ganks mid lane, he pops the ultimate on the high ground and then runs into the mid lane. So using his ultimate very effectively as a ganking tool, which is not normally how you see Lycan being played. He'll pop the ultimate maybe like in the middle of a team fight. When a team fight breaks out, he'll pop it to escape, but Lua kind of being a bit more innovative with the shapeshift. Here we go with Hal. Looks like Lincoln Sphere is on way for the Weaver, and he's just going to be looking for possibly some action. I mean, how do you kill this Weaver? You've got very little to do so with. Looks like June may try to look to bait things out and then get the Ice Blast scare, but Hal will scout out Chizbug with the Swarm, and he could pretty safely get out of this one. Has the Zeus ultimate to back him up as well if he can get anyone low enough for the Zeus ulti. June very low on armor, and Hal will take quite a bit more damage here and probably be just on his way, but Concussive Shot here comes back up. Newbee have numbers. A Blink also up on Rabbit. They're going to be a fire remnant forward. Remember, Hal does not have ultimate. The Skyreth, questionable Mystic Flare. Wasn't not going to find Hal, who's just too damn fast, and June going to get chased down by Hal on the Weaver, or Willie. Doesn't want to go into the tower, it looks like. Swarm going to be used, and June, no TP available. He's going to get cut off by the Brewmaster. The clap gets dodged. Sick plays. 7.7k MMR plays, in fact, but he's still going to die. You've got to think he's still going to die and will get taken out by the Zeus. And the tier 1 tower now ripe for the taking as Moot comes in, heals everyone up with the mech, and Hal the TP himself mid. A bit of a kerfuffle going down there with Luo in the ulti form. He was trying to get this tier 1 tower, but it's going to get denied as a Tornado MP comes flying through with an Ice Blast. Actually gets everyone down fairly low. Hal going to time-lapse it back, and Viper gets the bottom tier 1 tower. So for Newbee, they kind of extend their lead with the tower pickup. Also the tower deny on the mid lane. And things looking pretty good for them here in the early game, especially when you look at this net worth. 9k net worth on Hal's Weaver. And he's been roaming. He has not just been sitting in lane free farming away. He's been the playmaker for this team. More than like someone like a Brewmaster's been the tempo controller. The Brewmaster was just happily sitting bottom lane. Like Ember Spirit was forced to TP out and rotate around. Brew's like, great, I'm going to farm my Blink Tag, I'll just sit in my lane. Viper, kind of similar story. It's been the Weaver who's rotated around the map more than anyone on this Newbee team. Even more so than the supports, I'd say. And IG need to maybe go for a few more of those classic IG smoke ganks here, because that's kind of the kind of maneuvers which may help get them back in this one. Lua's getting decent farm on his Lycan, even with a few unsuccessful ganks. He's forcing TPs. It's one of those things where I think it was 14:37 yesterday when we were casting one of the games where a Void, I think it was Hal or someone, used a Chronosphere mid lane and had no chance of getting a kill, but he forced out like 3 TPs. Well, Lua, he's dead. Smoke gank straight into the Ancients, also blocks the Ancients. But if you can force TPs with an ultimate like a Chronosphere or a Shapeshift and force 2-3 TPs and still escape, sometimes it's actually worth using an ultimate like that. And that's kind of what Lua's been doing with these ultis, with these Shapeshifts. So just because he's using a Shapeshift and going in for a kill doesn't mean if he doesn't get it, it was a bad ulti. As things stand though, Newbee now with the pick off on the Lycan, thinking they can try push this mid tier 1 tower. How going to just time-lapse back some of that damage and keep chipping away. Tornado EMP from Ferrari. Oh, actually does hit it, just barely. Looks like the edge of that AoE catches the Weaver, and now Weaver's going to be, well, probably forced back. Or does actually have a decent enough amount of mana with the Magic Wand. And with this tower down to 160 HP, it seems that Newbee are pretty intent on sticking around and making sure they get it. On the high ground is the Vengeful Spirit Sandshank. bottom river. Burak's actually getting caught out there. The T1 mid tower gets taken out in the meantime, so he's probably saying, space created, guys, but not exactly what they had in mind. Zeus going to throw down the ultimate. They wanted Ferrari, but he did go for the 4-staff, realizing that playing from behind like this is going to be some time before the Orchid's up, and he needs items now. Not to mention the 4-staff and what it can do. Saves his life there. When you're playing on the defensive, having a 4-staff is much more valuable than having a Orchid. For Newbee, well, they get a T1 tower, but they don't want to be giving up too many of these kills, like on that Brewmaster there. 7 kills to 11, and how keeping up the rate of farm. The Desolator going to be the next item pick 'em, and that's when this Newbee team 5-man is really scary. You've got a Viper Brewmaster who are both tanky, have the Brewmaster Primal Split Threat, and you've got great tower sieging capabilities with the Desolator. Not to mention, the Desolator is going to help them probably secure Roshan. So you get an Aegis on this Weaver with the Desolator, and he can just kind of frontline siege with the rest of his team to back him up. And you've got big damage potential, not just from the Weaver, but a Zeus who's level 9. He's farming pretty well. It's going to have either 4-staff or a Yules at a pretty decent time. House with an Invis Tornado EMP. That's going to force him to time-lapse out. Dispels the Invis rune, and nice bit of play there from Ferrari. Right now, Banana just going around, spamming these bolts, looking to de-ward anything he can. The Radiant team have limited vision. There is lane ward at the bottom lane and a bottom room ward, which is also about to expire, unfortunately. Both Radiant wards about to expire. Hard to keep up the map control against the Zeus, as Newbee now going to look to do a smoke gank of their own. I think it got pinged out. I almost want to say, like, they have a ward which saw some of it, so maybe saw them go into the trees here to give a general idea of what was going on, but Luo very far pushed up. Use that Midas before you die, because that's exactly what's about to happen. He wants to back off, but it's too late for him. Does get off the ultimate, gets 4-staff out by Ferrari. That's actually going to save his life. Nicely played. Can they actually turn this one around? It looks like they want to try and do so. Luo goes charging in the front lines. Has a Midas, though. It's not the best fighting item. Zeus now with the ulti bolt. Gets Luo down to about 50 HP. Chizbug is as good as dead. I don't think IG are going to be too happy about their decision to re-engage. And Ferrari, his 4-staff on cooldown means he's dead. Bad call from whoever decided to turn around there. Whoever made the decision, like, let's turn and fight. We can do this. It was definitely not the right decision to make there. As Ferrari had saved Luo's life there, but the turnaround was just not to their favor. And How at the bottom lane pressuring a tier 2. The rest of his team could theoretically pressure this tier 2 top, but instead they want to back off, play it safe with the Vengeful Spirit. Weaver with the Desolator. This Roshan should be pretty straightforward. I say with the Desolator, he's got it in 50 gold, and there we go. Should be flying out on the courier now. And look at this cruelty. It's the let's screw over the enemy jungle. Is he going to leave this as well? Yeah, you betcha. Goodbye, Radiant Jungle. This is effectively like blocking the camps, because there's just some meager little 20 gold worth of Centaurs there, although it looks like Ember Spirit will come in and clear out one. Sends a Fire Remnant over. We'll scout this out. But whether IG can contest this is a completely different matter. Ice Blast will catch a lot of these heroes, though. That's annoying, but doesn't seem to deter Newbee from going for Roshan. It looks like Hal going to be the one to take the Aegis. No contest over Roshan. And Hal just going to TP top. It's not like... Often you see teams, at least some of the tier 2 teams, they get something like a Roshan and immediately just go group up as 5 down the mid lane. They don't push out their side lanes. They miss out on a lot of farming efficiency, but Newbee, they know they're not in any rush. Like, even if they're probably not even expecting to get a Rax with this Aegis, it's just farm as efficient, stay as efficient as possible with our farm. Because right now we're ahead and we want to get further and further ahead rather than look to just win the game with the Aegis. That's kind of how you end up losing the game. If you go for one big push, it fails, and then suddenly it's like, well, we kind of did nothing with this Aegis, and we let our opponents catch up because we weren't farming very efficiently. So you can see here Newbee with 2 heroes mid, How was TPing top. They were kind of defending the bottom lane, although they didn't actually stop the tower from going down, but just trying to remain efficient, push out the lanes, then you can kind of group up and go for the tier 2 towers. Be kind of systematic about how you use this Aegis rather than just go for the YOLO 5-man mid push. Ferrari at mid lane gets caught by the How, has a lot of minus armor on him and will be forced to instantly ghost walk away. Almost level 16 on the Weaver now as well. Looks like that's where he's trying to get here, just with a couple neutral camps. He'll make his way back towards this mid-tier 2 tower. BKB going to be the item of choice for Moo's Viper, which he's only about 400 or 500 gold away from it. These are the kind of items you kind of want to wait before you maybe even go for that high ground siege. June doing some good damage because of the Battle Fury pickup, so it does make pushing that little bit trickier. And I like this play from Luo. Just push the top lane, go for the split push. Don't look to try and engage. How going to get silenced up? He's got the Aegis here. They wouldn't mind burning him with an Ice Blast. They may just do so. How? Gets out of range and will barely survive. Doesn't have the mana for the time left, but will get brought down as a result. And this tier 2 mid tower may just get denied now, if IG decide they don't want to hold on to it, which has some strategic value, but probably will just get denied as soon as Newbee come near it again, just to make sure they don't get that gold. So nice hold there, nice bit of defense. Luo split pushing the top lane, just good constant chip damage coming out of the Ember Spirit without putting anyone in any danger. That's always the key thing when your opponents have those big items. And Rabbit now, he's going to be forced to ulti. I like this play again. Well, Tron may actually go down for this, unfortunately, but they're just kind of continually trying to force TPs, force the expels out. The Force Staff may actually save Tron's life there. The Cyclone comes, well, kind of too late as the Force Staff has been used, so that's... it's kind of like these space-creating shapeshifts. Lu's been doing this all game long. Just pop a shapeshift, run in, force TPs, force spells to be used, and just help your team out by doing so. Doom going to look to just clear out creep waves as much as possible before he fire him. It's out of there, and for IG, they're just doing all the small things right. When you're behind, that's the first step. Just do these small things to get you be as efficient as possible, be as annoying as possible. Make Newbee just frustrated. Force them to TP back. Force them to not be able to just 5-man push. Chip away at them slowly with the Ember Spirit, as we've seen, and that'll burn the Aegis. And without Aegis, Newbee probably not really that intent on going for too many more group up and pushes. They're just going to keep looking to farm this lanes themselves. It is a Game 5 decider. Winner of this is going to be your ECL champion. As things stand, it's the Hal Weaver, well ahead of the Radiant carries, but as things are right now, the next 3 are all on the IG side. So IG are keeping up, just not with the Weaver. And the 2 Radiant supports also pretty damn poor when you look at someone like Banana, who's a 4-position Zeus with 6k net worth, effectively kind of a second utility 3-position hero. Nice blast up top, but don't think it's going to be killed. Maybe if that Tornado MP landed, but will not find any kills. And again, it's the TP's somewhat being forced. You throw these ultimates, you it's kind of like faking out your opponents more than anything. They're not actually thinking they're going to get these kills, but it's more like, yeah, let's just throw some spells, see what happens if somehow they land and we get a really good initiation, we take the kill. But the main plan is just to kind of force the rotations, force Newbee back, stall them, delay them, frustrate them. Again at top lane, similar thing. I don't think Ferrari's expecting to kill Moo. He's just expecting to do just this. Force out a... maybe try force a BKB and mech. I guess he doesn't force anything out there, but this is another time someone's TPing in. Maybe Moo's using his BKB. Just constant annoying. It's like making it so that Newbee, well, they can maybe wait for the next Roshan, wait for the next couple of items. They do get the BKB on their Brewmaster, but constant space creation coming out from IG. Question is, how good is their late game going to be? Weaver picks up a BKB now to go with his Lincoln's Desolator. Just allow him to fight that a little bit better against the crowd control, the Invoker, the burst damage as well, like a Skywrath Ancient Apparition. It does seem though that IG are kind of in pretty decent catch-up mode. Chizbug did go back for a Midas, and as important as the Ag Scepter is, it's like he needs levels as well. He's not seeing creep waves. He's such an easy kill for this Newbee side. The Weaver can solo kill him. Zeus's burst damage is insane, and uh-oh. June actually going to walk into Hao, which is not a hero who can really kill. Well, Hao can't really kill him, I should say. Newbee looking to get some map control though. The fact they're walking through enemy jungle probably suggests they're going to look to lay down some wards here with Sancheng holding the singular one. I mean, Hao's unkillable, but he's also not finding kills, so not really progressing Newbee's current position, getting them any closer to taking objectives. The tier 2 mid tower did end up getting denied, but that's all they really got with that Aegis last time, was the tier 2 mid tower, which didn't even earn them much money since it was denied. And Skyra's going to pick up a gem, so this is a kind of a cooler item to have when you're kind of turtling up, because you want to know, you want to make sure you're not getting picked off, and if your opponents have complete map vision, it's so hard to farm, so hard to move out of your base. But if Newbee are playing blind, you can farm a little bit safer, you can at least control the map a little better, and you know Newbee's going to have some decent ward control themselves. They've got the Zeus on their side, so they have that ability to de-ward so easily. Man, both this Ember Spirit and Weaver just feeling so unkillable. You see Ember Spirit pushing deep down the tier 2 tower, Hao just farming in enemy territory. He's going to Twine, who has a gem. If he can kill him quickly, that's huge. The gem on the ground. Can Hal pick it up? You betcha. He's got the gem. He steals it with a BKB. Dropped his TP scroll to do so. Really nice play there. A newly purchased gem. That's big. It's just a support kill, but the gem... more important than the support kill is the gem. It's on a big, long cooldown now. We won't be seeing a gem in IG's hands for some time. 9 minutes without a gem. That's one of those kind of turning moments of a game. I mean, Newbee have been the ones in control for most of this game, but as far as moments which can help them kind of get the stranglehold over IG, come closer to sealing the deal, that timing right there. A kill on the Skywrath Mage who's just bought a gem. IG are going to be playing very blind now, and also just see a bit of a gold swing as a result of that as well. June. Just fire Remnant back to base and be safe about it, but it takes a lot of damage. You can see the potential of Hal's Weaver, especially with a DD room, of course. It looks like they maybe want to just poke and prod at this tier 2 bottom tower. The TP will come in from the Ember Spirit. He's got the Crystallis to go with his Battle Fury. Some decent damage output, and IG seems they want to fight this one. They're looking to kind of wrap around and maybe catch Newbee from behind. Observer Ward is going to be bypassed because of the smoke, and if they can kill someone like Rabbit to start this fight, it's going to BKB though, and that's going to make things incredibly difficult. It's going to be Banana, which is actually a good target in itself, but he gets forced out the way. He's still alive. Rabbit going to BKB. How? I don't know about this, Luo. You're not killing this Weaver. Going to be forced to back off with a BKB. He's looking for a bash. Maybe he still can fight this one. No one dead just yet. And the entire IG side realize they've kind of got to retreat here. The Brewmaster Bears looking for a hero to Cyclone to Boulder Toss, but don't find too much. So both teams get out without casualty. And both teams kind of use some of their core items, the BKBs especially, getting worn down. But the 10-second BKB of the Brewmaster as well as the Lycan being used, and I think Weaver uses his 9-second BKB. So 2 BKBs on the Newbee side being used and 1 on the Radiant side. But Newbee will get themselves a tier 2 tower. More constant harass coming out from the Ember Spirit, who's doing a good job so far, but we'll see Newbee take the tier 2 and maintain their complete map control with Gem, with Zeus, and well, now they're looking just to secure the next Roshan, which is up in 45 seconds time. They may not scout it out immediately. It looks like Hal's going to go for the Ancients and may even need a heal up back at base. He's fairly low on HP. Rabbit not around just yet either, and he's got 1800, so may see something like a Vlad's pickup for the Brewmaster at this point. Either Vlad's or AC, depending on how big of an item he wants to go for. And it seems he's going to be the target of a rotation from IG. Bring 2-3 heroes top, and have got a Hex on the Invoker, so you can get rid of that. You want to go in for a kill with the Lycan, you Hex him up and get rid of that evasion. Does make it very doable. Here come Newbee with an Invis Vengeful Spirit, can scout things out, and I don't think the Radiant team have too much in the way of detection. Scarith with a couple Sentry Wards is back at base, and makes dealing with this Weaver and just team fighting in general a nightmare. Hal's now got an Eagle Song. He is skyrocketing to the top of the net worth chart. I don't even think he's going to need an Aegis at this point. He's just so tanky and doing so much, but maybe just to be on the safe side, especially since he's the high ground CG. He's someone who's going to be in the front lines while the rest of his team just chill much further back and watch him kind of just right-click away. Gemini attack down towers. Goes in, finds Ferrari, does not actually have detection for this. Or at least not he himself. There's dust on Sancheng, and Ferrari just seems intent to take the information that he's got from scouting and go from there. So we will see some D-Ward action happen. And just continuing to make life hard for the IG side, who are now going to be up against an Aegis on the Newbee squad. Well, Game 5 of the Grand Finals, IG versus Newbee, and Newbee looking pretty dominant here. They did have a very slow start. Apart from the 1-0 winner bracket advantage, it was IG winning the first 2 games, giving them match point, but Newbee managed to scrape through, take a game back, and put IG on the ropes as well. Force out this Game 5 decided with things tied 2 games apiece. Newbee have Aegis on Weaver. They've got 2k gold on him. It seems they want to wait for maybe the Butterfly before they go for that high ground siege, but also, once again, you get the Aegis, doesn't mean you just 5-man down mid. You look to keep these lanes pushed out, be as efficient as possible. You've got more items coming like the Manta style for Moo, you've got the Butterfly coming, you've got Rabbit who's actually got an ultimate orb, so maybe you're going to see a Lincoln Sphere to help deal with the Scythe of Vice of the Invoker. Or possibly even just go for a Scythe of Vice himself, if he feels like that's going to be the item they need, although I think they're doing okay as far as lockdown goes. They haven't got the best team line for catching out June, and the Hex maybe does help there, but I think for the most part, we have been seeing more kind of Lincoln Sphere type purchases in these kind of longer drawn out games where the teams want to be more defensive with their items. So, Weaver, Butterfly has been purchased, is en route on the Courier. And once this top lane's pushed out, he may look to join up with his team towards the mid lane. And mid lane, that's where the fight's going down. Sancheng got silenced up, Hex as well, but he's just fine. The Ice Blast even coming in, not going to matter. Zeus gets the kill on the Skywrath Mage, and these little pesky wolves, well, it's not the pesky wolves, it's the big bad wolf who's going to bring down the Vengeful Spirit, go for the BKB TP, but there's too much right-click damage. Luo's dead, and he's dead for 70 seconds, has got buyback. Would love to force that if you're Newbee, but it's bottom lane where, well, June's trying to force some rotations. Rabbit has a BKB, has an ultimate, and he may need to use one or the other because June is doing big damage here. Has a Searing Chains, the Sunstrike, not going to be enough. It's also off the mark. I think that's probably like a level 1 Exort, and Banana is getting killed. June with the DD rune. This Daedalus Battle Fury, Ember Spirit, he's actually pretty farmed. This is going to be the hero to look out for if you're a Newbee. June, who's been playing the off-lane Clockwork all day long, has suddenly been put into a carry role, and he's delivering. Still with a DD rune, and, well, Brewmaster says, screw that, I'm out of here. I'm not going anywhere near this guy until I've got full HP again. Weaver, though, well, it's a sad day to be an Egg Separation. Does get himself up to 2.3k gold. I don't know if this is going to be an Ag Scepter game. I almost think he's going to go for like a Ghost Scepter 4-staff or something. Just to stay alive against the Weaver. If he wants to be anywhere near a team fight using Ice Vortexes and Cold Feet, he needs defensive items. The Ag Scepter is nice if he doesn't want to team fight at all. If he just wants to sit somewhere else, throw ultimates from afar, great, go Ags. But if he wants to be more involved actively in a team fight using Vortexes, 4-staffing teammates, well, he needs a 4-staff for one thing, but he also ideally want a Ghost Scepter. Ember Spirit at bottom. Going to get out of there with relative ease. The Magic Missile not going to find any way to, well, deal with a Fire Remnanting out Ember Spirit, who will even TP himself back home. 2.4k gold. And uh-oh, Chuan. Say goodnight, my sweet prince. And he pings things out here, probably realizing that there is an Observer Ward there now, as they kind of got the jump on him during nighttime. Ferrari actually going... Well, he's gone heavily back in the Exort. I mentioned that he probably didn't have many in Exort, but he's only gone 3 Quas on what was initially a Quaswex Invoke. I think realizing we need more damage, and also we're going late game. You want these Exort spells as soon as possible. The Chaos Meteors, the Deafening Blast, even well, the Sunstrike for some single target DPS. So going back for the Exort and also going back for the Ag Scepter. So we'll see maybe some Tornado, Chaos Meteor, Deafening Blast type combos coming out from IG on the Invoker. Ferrari Forte definitely very capable of that. Chizbug at top lane. Being caught out, gets blown up. Viper getting the kill, and Brewmaster gets the kill on the Scarith Mage. Both supports on the IG side so damn squishy, and, well, Hao's in a great position to go high ground. No glyph available. Aegis still in hand, and he's got himself a good kind of 50 seconds left on this Aegis. Possible rack's going to be taken here by Newbee. Lua's going for kind of a base trade kind of scenario, but he's just getting a tier 2 tower while the team's losing Raxes. Don't blame him. He can't fight at all. There's nothing IG can do to kind of stop those Raxes going down. A TP from Lua would just be kind of pointless at this point. So he does the best he can, which is get a tier 2 tower, get himself some more farm. He's up to 5k gold now. And, well, it looks like IG are just going to have to play from a Rax down. Have got the Acceptor now and Invoker. I think realizing, well, we're down to racks. We're not using buybacks at this point. We need to buy any and all items we can. But Newbee get themselves up. 20 kills to 9. They build up a 10k gold lead as well. And with that, IG are on the ropes here in Game 5. Zeus, a support Zeus at that, has an Aghanim Scepter 4-staff. Banana has come up big on the Zeus, and got to go back to what kind of Winter was saying earlier, man. These teams need to pick some more Zeus. This is a very powerful hero. Both Newbee supports, in fact, looking like absolute beasts here, as the Vengeful Spirit level 14 with a Blink Ghost Scepter. Definitely a lot of potential for a big plays to be made from the Zeus with the damage output, and Venge with the swap saves. The swap initiates into a Blink out. There's some plays to be made here. And Brewmaster 3k gold. I wonder if this may even be a Hex. I felt like it would be more likely be a Lincoln's. Especially if you're trying to just siege your opponents. You're not looking to initiate with a kind of Hex and going on someone. If you're going to try to find pickoffs and before you push, then yeah, the Hex is nice. But if you're just looking to siege, the Lincoln's makes a bit more sense. But so far, hasn't committed to either. But saving up the money seems to suggest more of maybe a Hex type build. Want to see how desperate June gets. Always that lovely possibility of the Rapiers coming into play if this game goes long enough. I'm liking deciding Assault Crest is going to be the name of the game. Here we go, top lane. How? Already using a preemptive Shikuchi before the Ice Blast even comes in. Goes for a Reaver now as well, realizing it. And just raw HP, such that if he gets caught out by, well, just what was trying to catch him out then. Hex from Ferrari. He would have to use something like a 4-star first to break the Lincolns before he hexes, but if something like that can succeed in killing the Weaver, that's, well, can only be prevented from having raw HP maybe, and that's where the Heart will pay dividends here. How does not have buyback, I believe? Yeah, no buyback if he should die here. Lure with an Invis himself, and IG trying to find pickoffs hardcore here. They're going to get just Sanching here. Definitely Blast comes in the mech. It's kind of too late to do too much, and Lure wants to keep on fighting with the AC. He's a pretty good battler, but nowhere near on the same scale as Hao, who's just extraordinarily farmed. Has his Heart of Taras now delivered to a mid-team fighter. With this, even without an Aegis, it seems like Newbee probably going to just consider going high ground. 3k HP on the Weaver. He's actually going to go for a split push. I like this move. Leave the 4 heroes maybe towards the mid lane. Go in here. Force some heroes out. Well, you know, not even going to chip away at the tower. Just scares IG perhaps into making moves here. Forcing them around. Just keeping them not at ease. And Newbee now doubling up 20 kills to 10. How will get Hex, but I don't think he's going to die here. Has a BKB time-lapse. Didn't even need to time-lapse. Could have just used one or the other. And Ferrari in trouble. Hal just looking to turn around and man up. Zeus going to ultimate. Gets the kill. It's a Weaver godlike streak. And Hal going to go back in. He wants more. He wants June, who's hexed up. Ooh, going to get out of there. Just barely. Weaver instead says, okay, I'll take your tower. I'll maybe take your Raxus. I can't kill the Ember Spirit, but Raxus is a pretty good consolation prize. And they're going to work on the melee Rax here. Invoker with no buyback. And with that, things looking really bad for IG. This could be the end of their run in the ECL. They made a great run through the lower bracket. They knocked out Vici Gaming in the first round. Then they moved on to take down LGD. But here they've met a roadblock. Newbee, who have been so good, had the 1-0 winner bracket advantage. And it looks like with the help of that, they may be our champion here for the last tournament of 2014. Time is running out. Raxes are running out. Hal gets the Rage Rax. He's going to go straight for the melee Rax. He's tired. He doesn't want to waste any time. He just wants to end this game. And while the rest of the IG squad are going to engage, look to bring down Moo, Hal's going to say, no funny business. I've got your Rax. We've got Mega Creeps. And it's going to be all over. Chuan calls the GG. IG go down. Newbee are your ECL 2014 Winter Champions here today. Well, what a way to end things. Not exactly the most thrilling game. We've had some incredible games throughout the tournament, though. And it is going to be IG getting knocked out by Newbee. You can see some slight disappointment on some of the IG faces, but for Newbee, it's all smiles, and, well, they are going to be going into the new year on a happy note. So, pretty straightforward final game. Newbee, to me, have been definitely the team of the tournament, drafting better than most of their opponents.